So, you only ever met Donnie at your place. Do you think Mr. Persky suspects anything?
Oh, no. He travels too much. And when he is in town, Donnie and I just go downtown to the plaza.
I think I get the picture. I charge 300 per hour.
Here's 2,000. That's what I have on me. I can get more if you need it.
Oh, that's fine and dandy. Now then, where does Lothario live?
Donald. Oh, I see. Like I said, I don't know.
Really?
Really.
Alright, well then, how can I get a hold of you when I have to?
Oh, you can't call me. You mustn't.
Okay, I'll give you my number. Now, I need you to tell me everything else you know. Where did you meet him? Where does he like to hang out? What does he look like? You know, the dirt. I should have known at the time that I was being set up, but I was just too eager for this case, or any case, in this thing.
Over my career, I've worked with a lot of great people. However, periodically I found myself working with some people who, given the choice, I wouldn't spend a lot of time with. Let's explore one of the many benefits of making your own film as I invite you to come inside my movie. One of the many joys of making your own film, even a low-budget, no-budget film, comes from the fact that you get to choose the actors with whom you work. No need to tolerate the control freak or the glass half-empty coworker. Just cast people who share your vision for the film and filmmaking. Now, you may have heard it said that if you want something done, give it to a busy person. In the casting of Good Grief It's Friday, I certainly did that by casting Melanie Case in the role of femme fatale Betty Persky.
Well, I came into this movie I had just had a baby. I think Max was, I don't even remember now, 6 months old or something. I mean, I was still breastfeeding. So if that gives you any indication. So when you asked me to be a part of this film, it was like Stella got her groove back. Much quicker this pregnancy than the last one, because everything goes through your mind where you're like, oh, I'm not ready, and things aren't in the position where they should be, especially playing a character like this, where you are really trying to allude to being a lot more sensual and sassy than you necessarily are on a daily basis, getting out of your pajama pants and actually putting on some real clothes. So, and we were hosting a national skydive competition, and, it was just all of the wrong timings that could possibly come about was at that moment. But when you called and you asked me to be a part of it, it was kind of one of those like, well, what am I doing for me? Right? Like, what is it that is, that's happening for me that could get me kind of back into it. So it was actually ended up being the perfect time.
For Good Grief It's Friday, we scheduled a 15-day shoot. For a script of more than 128 pages, that's 8.5 pages per day. It was an aggressive but not an unreasonable plan. The scheduling of a low-budget indie film is often driven less by creative concerns than it is by the availability of actors and locations. That was certainly true with the cast of 27 speaking parts, 10 interior locations, and at least that many exterior locations. However, we benefited creatively from the scheduling of some of the scenes. In a recent video call, Melanie and Chris talked about the seduction scene and how its scheduling helped them creatively as actors.
I'm so glad that we shot that scene first, because if I had actually had the opportunity to get to know you and talk to you a bit more, because I came in to this apartment where my aunt actually used to live underneath, like down below. So it was like, it was an interesting kind of setting of where it was. And then to come in and really Mike just puts you right into it. And I have to seduce you. That was the first scene that I had to actually shoot, was a time where, so it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty amazing to have to put yourself in that position and push past any inner thought, right? Any inner kind of critic that's saying, maybe not. You just met this guy. He's not taking you out for dinner yet.
You're right. That the whole uncomfortable situation really played into it, I think, and just, that not having met was probably a better thing to bring that kind of like, because then there was no comfort level between you and me, and we're like as close as you could be, almost. So yeah, there was a lot of uncomfortable.
I don't think we could have really gotten closer.
We'll save that for the But just having got to know you after, I mean, you're a wonderful human being, and I just really enjoyed the time that we had together. But I think that was good for the scene.
I was hoping for a better class of comfort this evening.
What are you doing here? How do you know where I live? How did you even get in here?
Not as bad as I feared. Now, where were we?
You were just about to tell me what you're doing here and how you got into my place.
Well, neither one of those questions are as important as my bracelet. Do you have it?
Not exactly. I've seen Donnie, and I should have the bracelet shortly.
Well, what did he say when you questioned him?
Our conversation didn't exactly go that way. We didn't so much as speak as make clear our positions.
I don't really understand.
Without going into all the details of my investigation, to make a long story short.
Too late.
Yes, well, let's just say I know how to get my hands on both Donnie and the bracelet.
Well, it's important that you understand what's going on here.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
I love my husband. Donnie was a huge mistake. You must never find out about Donnie. That is more important than the value of that bracelet. I would do anything to avoid hurting my husband. Can I prove that to you?
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Do what I can.
I can never get this over. It's hard, isn't it?
Kind of hoping that you wouldn't. There it is.
What do you see? The perfect pair.
Oh, yes. I mean, you are.
I profoundly love my husband. I need you to save our relationship. Can you do that for me?
Yes. Yes, I can. It might be difficult.
There's $1,000 for expenses. Don't let me down.
How can I get a hold of you if I need you?
Oh, you still can't call me. But if you need me, just whistle.
I feel like I need a smoke.
This circumstance was taken advantage of by two very fine and well-prepared actors. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and that you'll subscribe to the channel. Until next time, when I invite you to come inside my movie.